Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Cabot Creamery is known for their award-winning cheeses and has recently introduced new classic boxed mac and cheese in 3 different flavors. Joining us now is Amanda Freund of Cabot Creamery. She's a third-generation dairy farmer, and she's also going to show us how to make what sounds delicious, roasted butternut squash mac and cheese with sage butter. This just sounds incredible. Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You know, move over pumpkin spice latte because butternut squash doesn't get enough attention in October.
I 100% agree. And we just made a pizza with some butternut squash just the other day. It was amazing. I cannot wait to find out how we make this mac and cheese. Tell us how you make it.
So if you grew up in the 90s, then you know boxed mac and cheese.
Yeah.
What's cool about Cabot Creamery's boxed mac and cheese is that it uses our Cabot cheese, which is award-winning, literally the world's best cheddar. So we're using really good ingredients to make that cheese powder, and you're gonna do it just like you're used to. So you're gonna boil up that water, you're gonna put your pasta in, cook it for 8 to 10 minutes, and while that's going, dice up some butternut squash, get that roasting in the oven. You make the cubes small enough, it takes no more than 20 minutes. And usually boxed mac and cheese is like what you do when you run out of other ideas, but this steps it up. So we're gonna blend in that butternut squash once it's been roasted. And what really turns us up one more notch is taking some sage, which I actually just grabbed out of my garden, and browning it with some brown butter, and then blending that in. And so you've got the creaminess, you've got the nuttiness, you've got the saltiness, and you've got like the epitome of the perfect fall meal. All
right, now that sounds incredible. That one flavor of the boxed mac and cheese, but there's 3 different ones, right?
Yes, so I made this recipe with our Seriously Sharp, this is our go-to, the red and black plaid label.
Okay.
But we also have a pepper jack. So depending on who you're feeding, like if you've got your kids and they're not really into that spice, then maybe you stick with this guy. But the pepper jack is there if you've want a little heat. And then there's also a mild cheddar version. So if you have really picky eaters.
Okay, which family doesn't, right? So for sure on that. You know, we hear about Cabot Creamery, but give us a little history of it. What makes them stand out?
Yeah, so we have been a dairy farmer-owned cooperative since 1919. This is 100+ years of farmers running their farms, but also owning the brand and having the quality standard for what our dairy products can become. So we are farmer-owned, which means that the profits go back to farm families like mine.
All right, now we mentioned you're a third-generation dairy farmer, so I would imagine your entire life, just dairy's always been there in your life. So I don't want to say how long, how many years, I might give away your age or anything, but it is a family-run. Basically, this kind of industry always sees the family. Is it different than maybe we might have seen for other corporations and other businesses?
Yeah, I mean, my grandpa started this farm in 1949, so this is absolutely in our blood, and we have been committed to growing the crops to feed those cows to produce a high-quality dairy product that we are going to put on our own table and we know is nourishing our community. And so to be able to come forward with new products where, you know, our cheese is always going to be excellent, but if we can find a unique way to get that product into your household where it meets your family's needs, and I know cooking dinner at the end of a long, hard day is like not always the best thing that you want to do. And this is a super easy recipe that took me 25 minutes. And at the end of it, I ended up with like perfection. Like this is something you would order at a restaurant.
I love it. And you know, and what's so great about mac and cheese is that everybody loves it, especially the kids, as you made mention. Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us. Now, if you want this recipe, and if you're just salivating like we are, it's very simple to find out. All you have to do is just go to cabotcheese.coop, and you can be able to check all that out. Thank you so much for joining us.